Hey America, Ali Medad with another episode with you of Ride With Me, as in Medawi Enterprise, right? So today we're going to talk about the art of being broke. It's an art that a lot of you have perfected. I certainly have a few times in my young lifetime. And there's few components of you being an artist at being broke. Now, we might joke about it, we might laugh about it, but it is a serious matter. All of us know that we got ourselves into a bad financial situation simply because we know for a fact that we've made bad decisions, and we know when we made those decisions that it were gonna lead to us with a very, very high chance that we're gonna do bad financial decisions. So some of the things that we can do to reverse that is to become financially educated, and that's something that I've personally been certainly working on. I'm not in any company that sells financial or retirement plans or nothing like that. This is simply me sharing what I've been studying, to make the right business, or more specifically, the right financial situations for myself and my family. So here's the first things first. One thing that I've learned is that if you carry cash with you, unlike what society does not want you to think, if you carry cash with you, you will spend less. Now, what do we always say? If I have cash, I spend it easily. That's not true. That's what we were being told. And we're told, oh, it's convenient, have a card. This card gives you cash back. This card gives you points. This card gives you travel stuff. That's all great and all, but that's literally just enslaving you to stay in debt for a very long time. That's why companies, bankers or bank companies, they give you credit. And here's what you gotta make in your mind. If I can afford the payment, does not mean that I can afford it. Meaning, some people go to buy a car and they say, oh, I can afford $500 a month on a car. Yeah, you may be able to afford $500 a month, but guess what that's telling you? You cannot afford that freaking car. And here's the thing, I've made that decision, so I'm not being hypocritical in here. I'm telling you my mistakes. I'm telling you what you shouldn't be doing. I love and adore cars. I've had a handful over the last couple of years. It's stupid me. I've spent a lot of money on cars that, it just led me to stay broke, if you will. So you gotta understand and humble yourself to make adjustments. So, studies really show, and I was reading a whole lot about it this week, studies show that if you carry higher bills, like cash, in your pocket, you are less likely to spend it. And here's one thing that I'll agree with society on. If you have the $100 bill, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to break that $100 bill. I don't want to break that $100 bill, because once you break it, you automatically lose value in it. You're like, oh, it no longer has its value. But last but not least, you don't want to spend it. So you're trying to hold on to it as long as possible, and that's a good thing. Eliminate plastic. Shred and cut all your credit card. Now, debit is good because just as an equivalent of cash, but eliminate your credit cards. Credit cards are designed to keep you broke. Credit cards are designed to entice you and keep you thinking that you have a good quality of life and a good lifestyle, but it's only keeping you broke. It's only hurting you. That's my personal experience. You do whatever is right for you, right? So last but not least is to understand your wants versus your needs. See, these advertisers understand your wants, and they understand the emotion that you have behind it, and they will do anything to play with your emotion for you to go out and spend it, to the point where they get a whole country, the greatest country in the world, to come out on one day and fight and act like savages over some stupid thing that they'll never use ever again after a month after buying it. That day is called Black Friday. Everybody comes out and they fight and they punch and they do all this stuff. It's become comedic, right? But that's because they understand your emotion. Emotions are the worst slave masters. If you act upon emotions, you are literally enslaved by your own mindset in a negative way, not in a good way. So do not fall into the trap of advertisers, and make sure that you ask yourself, do I really need it? Not do I really want it? Because wanting something, listen, we all have desires. I traded a Cadillac 6 months ago for a GMC, and no, not the same equivalent, not the same quality, not luxury at all, a much humbler, is that a word? Much more humble car, if you will, right? But because I had some changes that have occurred business-wise that I had to adjust a little bit and realize wants versus needs, meaning ego versus bank account. Because your ego and your bank account will never weigh the same. You have to choose one over the other. So make sure that you are well established financially, that you have at least 3 times your monthly expenses just sitting in the bank, just in case something goes wrong. Emergencies are emergencies. Those are the things that you don't expect. But guess what? Jordans are no emergencies. A jersey, basketball jersey, or an Xbox game or a PlayStation, that's no emergency. That's a very, very emotional want. And I'm okay with wanting things sometimes. I'm okay with every now and then treating yourself, because I do that myself, with myself and with my wife. But just make sure you measure your desirables versus your needs. So I hope these little tips helped you out, because guess what? That is how I've perfected the art of being broke back in the day. Or, you know, we all make mistakes in life, and I've made a lot of financial mistakes. So I hope you don't do that, and I only share with you personal experiences to try to give you value so you can learn from my mistakes and not make them. Or if you are making those mistakes right now, you can adjust and do better for yourself. For more information, for anything that I study, any book, if you need help to build a business, if you need help or advice, or if you need anything at all at no cost to you, MadawiEnterprise.org. That is MadawiEnterprise.org. It's right there. And connect with me on social media. Until tomorrow with another episode of Ride With Me. See you later, America.